Haters are gonna hate, and takers are gonna take. So it's up to you whether or not you're gonna allow for people to just take your energy, for people to just take your love away, for people to just steal your friendship, but they don't reciprocate. That's what takers do. Unfortunately, people will use your weakness against you. And if you let them, they will continue to take from you and never ever reciprocate until you're left with nothing. Okay. What's goody, everybody? Welcome back to Dose of Destiny. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I know you want to stay and listen to this word, okay? Go ahead and like this video and leave me a comment of resonance or if this uplifted your spirit in some way or helped you realize where you have been unconsciously giving your power away to people who don't deserve it, to people who don't reciprocate. So let's just get right into it, okay? On this good Friday. Well, it's really Thursday that I'm recording this. And I look like this because I'm getting ready to go to the gym, so don't judge me. So, if you even remotely smell like a people pleaser, a taker is going to sense that and they're going to take, they're going to see where your weakness lies, and they're going to see how they can use that to their advantage. If you're one of those people who love to help people like myself, they're going to constantly come to you for advice. They're going to constantly come to you when they're in distress because they know that you're going to help them. They know that whatever way that you decide to help them, it's gonna work. And they just want to take that from you. And they never reciprocate. It's not like they ever even say thank you. It's not like whenever you're going through something, you can just pick up the phone and call them or pull up on them because they don't give. They just take. So you got to use your discernment in that area because it'll be people that's real close to you, people who are your friend, people who are your family members, your coworkers, people that you just associate yourself with. They will take from you. Now, a lot of times this is a completely unconscious thing, but sometimes people take because they want to take advantage of you. But then there are people who genuinely don't even realize that they're taking from you. But it's also because you don't even realize that you're letting them. And not just them unconsciously taking from you, but it's also you unconsciously realizing that you're giving with no regard to how much you're giving, with no regard to realizing that this person might be using me. And that stems from fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. I've been there. I've been a people pleaser. I've been in a place where I have felt like I had to give, give, give. And back then, they wouldn't even be asking. I would just willingly give my power away because I felt like that's what I needed to do. It all comes from a good place. But at the end of the day, you're only hurting yourself. And not only are you hurting yourself, you're hurting the other person too. You're not giving them the chance to grow and to take accountability. You're not giving them the chance to really work through their own problems, to work through their own distress. Nowadays, because I still have a helping heart, that's just my nature. I know how to give now without completely giving my power away. I know how to support now without giving advice, my unsolicited advice, especially if they didn't ask me for it. I know how to listen now without feeling like I have to provide some type of feedback. Just really letting the person that needs to vent in that moment just vent and me just listen without having to give anything to that person, especially if they didn't ask me if I even had the capacity to have this conversation, because sometimes people will just trauma dump on you and not even realize that they're doing it because this is just what they do. This is how they navigate all of their relationships. People who are takers will unconsciously trauma dump on anyone that they can get their hands on. So it's up to you as a person who is a people pleaser. It's up to you as a person who does have a helping heart to have boundaries and to realize, okay, yep, this person is trauma dumping, but maybe they need to get it out. You can get it out, but you're not going to get anything from me simply because First of all, I probably don't even with you like that. Second of all, I probably don't have the mental capacity to even give you anything at this point. Or three, I realize what you're doing and I realize that it's a cycle. And now, like I said, I'm placing boundaries where they need to be placed. The takers are going to come flocking, okay? They're going to make sure that whatever it is that they need, they know what they can get from you. If they know that they can come to you and ramble about their problems without ever even saying thank you for listening, then that's what they're going to do. And then you're going to notice that they have other people in their lives who take from them. It's because that's the energy that you're giving out. You only take from other people. So now you have people in your immediate circle that's taking from you as well. And they use all of that to their advantage. And they don't even realize that they're in the midst of other takers as well. And that's the reason why they're coming to you to take from you, because they've given everything that they have to give to these other takers in their lives. So don't take it personally when people come to you and they trauma dump. Just place your boundaries. Understand that this person thinks that I'm an overgiver, but I'm not. Or they don't even think that sometimes. Sometimes they just take because that's what they think they can do to anybody, because unconsciously that's what they do to everyone around them, or unconsciously that's what they allow for others to do to them. So when they know that your cup overflows, they're going to come flocking to you to get a piece of whatever it is that you have to that you could possibly even give them. Even if they don't even consciously think that you could give them anything, they're still going to try to come and see what they can get. Just like you, takers are seeking something as well. Takers are seeking someone to pour into their cup because they have given everything they have to the other takers in their lives. Now, as for you, people pleaser, or retired people pleaser, you wanted love. You wanted friendship. You wanted reciprocity. You just wanted for someone to see you. So, as a result of that desperation, because they can smell it a mile away, they can smell the desperation a mile away. And so, as a result of that desperation, you have given everything that you have. But even if you aren't a taker, you're still a taker in some capacity, because you're selling yourself to get the thing that you never get, because you have given all of your power away to this thing. You have put this thing on a pedestal. And I talk about this all the time, putting your dreams and your aspirations and your desires on this pedestal to the point where you're giving your power away, to the point where you're empty, and this thing has everything that you need to keep going. You think that because you've given it your all, that you just have to get something back, but that's not always true, simply because you're operating out of a place of desperation. So when you're operating out of a place of desperation, it's like a boomerang effect. You're taking what you can get. So now other people are taking what they can get from you. So even though you are a people pleaser, even though you are a person with a helping heart, you are the one who has to have the most boundaries, because you are going to get taken advantage of. There's been so many times where I've been taken advantage of because I was desperate for love, for romance. Hopeless romantic. Now I'm a hopeful romantic, and I just let things be, and I give myself what I want. I don't seek it outside of myself any longer. And as long as you keep seeking things outside of yourself, what you're putting out thinking that you're going to get back is going to be the complete opposite. The more love you give until your cup is empty, the less love you get back because you have not given yourself that love first. You need to give that to yourself. That's the only way it comes back if you genuinely give it to yourself. Okay. I meant to say this as a preface in the beginning of the video that there are two different types of takers that you have. You have the one where they're taking from you because their cup is empty because they've given it to others. And then you have the second type of taker, which is the one who just takes for their own personal gain. So, for example, say you're desperate for love, say you're desperate for friendship. A person who is just simply a taker, who knows their power and who knows that other people give their power away willingly, they will take advantage of the fact that you want them to be your friend if they're a taker. Now, there are some people who are not takers and who can smell the desperation that someone has for love or friendship and decides like, okay, I don't necessarily want to be cool with you because you're, I don't know, it's just something about your energy that's a little bit off-putting. And there are people who are opportunists. They want to benefit off of your name. They want to benefit from whatever it is that your name is attached to. Or they smell the desperation, especially these women nowadays who just use men for their money because they can smell the desperation from these men. They use them for their money because they're opportunists, they're takers. And because you are desperate for love, because you're desperate for connection, you give it to them and you let them take from you without even realizing it until it's probably too late. But this is where things can change. You have to hold yourself accountable for which type of taker you are. Because if you are a people pleaser, you are still considered a taker. You're just that first type of taker, the one that you think that you're doing the right thing by giving and giving and giving until your cup is empty, but then you're going on the back end of things and taking from someone else because you realize that they have the same type of desperation that you do. Y'all share desperations. Or you're that second type that is an opportunist that will only get close to someone because they realize what type of power they hold. They realize what type of opportunities they could get from attaching to this person. They realize the type of love that they could get just by pretending to like this person or to love this person. They understand who you are. You don't. So you have to hold yourself accountable in that way and understand that, okay, why do I keep attracting these people who only want to take from me? Why do I keep attracting these people who are only opportunists and don't necessarily want to be around me because of who I am? They want to be around me because of what I got or because of who they think I am or because of who they think I'll be. And not just me, I'm just speaking in general. Okay? I'm just speaking in general. But that's why you have to hold yourself accountable and set your boundaries where they need to be set so that you can develop the gift of discernment. They say that everybody doesn't have discernment, but I think that everybody has discernment. I think that discernment is a natural instinct that humans have. We just lose that along the way, just like what I was talking about in my last video about happiness. But holding yourself accountable is going to start by you being aware of where you're leaking your energy out, where you're still giving your power away and you're not receiving anything in return, really, where you're still giving your power away to these people, to these places, to these things, and you realize that they're not being reciprocated. So then you place boundaries. And so then going forward, you keep developing that gift of discernment. You just have to develop it. Discernment is something that everybody possesses. So don't think that you're just walking around here and don't know how to discern because you do. You just haven't really developed that gift. It's like working out. If you don't work out this muscle is not going to grow. It's not going to show results. So, with all that being said, I pray that y'all receive this message, okay? Because was tea. And if you resonated at all with what I had to say, don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment. If you don't know what to say, you can leave me some heart emojis. Or if you just felt like this just spoke to your spirit, leave me your thoughts because I want to hear them. Don't forget to subscribe to this video and share it with a friend who needs to know which type of taker they are, because everybody is a taker to some capacity. You just have to know which one you are, place the boundaries where they need to be placed, shift the energy where it needs to be shifted, and move on. Okay, don't beat yourself up if you're either one. Don't beat yourself up about it. This is just bringing awareness to it. This is just showing you where you lie so that you can grow. Okay, this is what this channel is all about. Accountability, baby. We're growing here. Okay. So I pray that you guys have the most amazing week ever, and I will see you in the next one.